Back when we were vetting various operators to choose our operator to forward to the Gaming Commission, I had the opportunity on a couple trips up to Kansas City to stop in at Boonville and snoop around a little bit to see what Isle was all about. And on my second trip there, I stayed incognito first trip, but on the second trip there, I requested to see their manager, their general manager, and I then got acquainted with Barron Fuller, who was the general manager at Boonville. We became immediate friends, and through the months, all of a sudden, Barron Fuller is a general manager here at Isle in Cape Girardeau. So we welcome Barron to the better side of the state of Missouri, southeast Missouri, and the Isle property here in Cape Girardeau. So Barron, again, welcome to Cape Girardeau, welcome to Cape West Rotary. We're glad you're here.
All right, thank you. Actually, I'm a Rotarian, was a Rotarian at the Boonville Rotary Chapter 2, so it's
Exactly.
So nice to be back in the presence of Rotarians. So we met every Monday at noon, so it's good to be back in the schedule again. So welcome everybody. How was your lunch? Those that ate lunch? Very good deal. Good deal. So over 200 items on that buffet. That is a machine to put together every day and to take down every night. So the staff does an outstanding job here. So congrats to everybody on that side. Beautiful city, Cape Girardeau. And again, I'm a fellow Rotarian, and I'm a fellow river kid. I grew up in the Mississippi River in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. So the far southwest corner of Wisconsin, which we kind of refer to as God's country because we overlooked Iowa on the other side. So huge Wisconsin Badger fan, and I always used to write a lot of letters to the coaches at Wisconsin because they never knew how hard it was to lose to Iowa and then have to go to over to Iowa and hang out with those kids across the river. So I'm glad to be back on the Mississippi River.
Well, I'm from Arkansas. We just hired your coach.
Exactly, yeah. He has an Iowa Hawkeye tattoo on his leg,
Oh,
so
is
be
that
careful.
You were actually glad to get rid of it.
Yeah, he played for Hayden Try at Iowa, yeah. So I love athletics. I'm a big Green Bay Packer fan. I refer to a lot of my management style, looking at some great coaches throughout life and things like that. So I look at myself as a servant-based leader. The 500 some plus team members that work here, I look at as though I work for them. They all work for me. I want to enrich their lives every day. So I grew up in a tavern. My parents still own a tavern on the river in Wisconsin. So I was born and raised in the hospitality industry. Chose a business career centered college, kind of diverted towards the hotel restaurant side of it. I graduated from the university in Wisconsin and was fortunate to land a job at a casino that was just being built in 1994 in Marquette, Iowa. So I broke in at that casino and have been in the business for about 19 years. So great industry, a ton of opportunity on that side of it, and it's kind of nice to always stay affiliated with the river sometime. Like Harry said, when I was in Boonville, I was on the Missouri River, and I was kind of awed that there wasn't a lot of boating traffic or barge traffic on that river coming through Boonville. So when I sit upstairs here, it's nice to look out my window and see barges again. So the founder of our company, Bernie Goldstein, actually owned Alter Barge and did a lot of things on the river too. So Alter Barge and Alter Scrap. So again, a great industry. Glad to be in this industry. The Isle of Capri, exciting times. Obviously, what's going on in Cape Girardeau, one of our most exciting times. We're building a property in Nemacolin, Pennsylvania right now. It looks like it's going to be a July 1st opening on that side of it. So that'll be our 16th property throughout the United States. So Colorado, Florida, Missouri, Iowa, Louisiana, and Mississippi. So we're kind of right in God's country, right up the center of the nation on that side of it. So from a economic standpoint, we've been resilient to what's been going on in the economy, and a lot of our markets have been able to hold their own throughout the last couple of years, which is good news on our side. So our corporate offices are located up in St. Louis, Crevecoeur area of St. Louis. So it's 90 minutes away. They're right there. Kind of nice to have them right in our backyard on that side of it. So good times happening at the Isle of Capri on that side. But October 30th, we opened this place, which was a great time for us. Beautiful facility, state-of-the-art facility. From a gaming standpoint, we have every piece of technology that you would ever want on that gaming floor. Some of the latest and greatest slot machines. If you take it into perspective, close to 960 games on that floor. Slot machines today, the average price of a slot machine today is anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000. So it's an investment just for one of those boxes sitting on that floor out there. So we look at that as an investment, and we look at our team as an investment. The team members that we have here, we want to provide every morning that they wake up, they look forward to coming to work. We want to have growth opportunities for our team members, provide leadership development for our team members, and kind of empower them to grow in their positions and create long-term success too. So 5 outstanding restaurants on property. We offer entertainment every Friday and Saturday night out of our Lone Wolf. We have around 7,000 square feet in this room when we break down the walls. We'll start doing some name act entertainment in this room, hopefully get something going by July or August on that side of it. So maybe a country western band, something on that side, a little different genre. And again, get some live entertainment into this room. So some exciting times in that.
Ted Powers would like you to have sticks.
Sticks? Yeah, all right. All right. Shades of Grey just performed in here last Saturday night.
Shades of Soul.
Shades of Soul.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
we're not that
Shades of Grey.
And there's only 12 of us.
Shades of Soul. All right. Exactly.
He can't be great.
So they filled the house. We had a great performance in here and a good Saturday night. So a lot of good things going on. So we have Keller's Restaurant, Faraday's Restaurant, Lone Wolf Express on that side of it, and a great food and beverage team. So when you look at the gaming industry, you think of hospitality, but there's other facets of the gaming industry too in relation to, we have an accounting world that we live in. We hire a lot of accountants on our finance side. We are one of the most highly regulated industries. The Missouri Gaming Commission typically is on property all the time auditing us. E&Y is our external auditor, so E&Y audits our books periodically. And then we have our own internal audit staff, in-house, and the corporate staff that audits. So we're under a continual audit basis being in the gaming industry, so which is highly regulated, highly audited, but it kind of makes it fun and exciting to know that and we always have a pretty good game going on. So finance side, hospitality side, facility side, again, we have a giant machine here that lives day and night. So we have to have a highly trained facility staff on property to deal with anything from a power outage. I don't know if you guys experienced that when you were sitting in the buffet, but yeah, so we have 2 great big generators sitting out back that will kick right in when we lose that power in maybe 20 seconds. There's a possibility we don't have power. So knowing that technology runs this place, even though we have those generators for backup power, we have a full UPS system on this floor so that there's our computers and our games on the floor would never know that there was actually a power subject. Those UPS keep that power clean and clean until those generators can kick in. So typically, if we don't protect it with a UPS power system, we'll blow out monitors on those slot games, and each monitor can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 just for that monitor. So state-of-the-art UPS system in this facility, so nice on that side. Looking forward to the future, a lot of good things going on. We're looking forward to an exciting summer. I kind of mentioned the entertainment side of it, mixing some things up with the gaming aspect of it, growing the team at the same time. So that's kind of what's going on here. Looking forward to a good summer. Like I said, I'm glad to be back on the Mississippi River. It's great to see the river. I'm looking forward to that first day looking out my window and seeing somebody water skiing down that thing. I'm a water skier not out there, but that's all right. I broke my teeth water skiing early in my life, so that's good stuff. Open for questions, you guys, if you have any questions for me. Any and all questions are good. Hopefully I look like as though I have an open personality. That's why I like to look with my team. So we always accept any and all questions and develop that culture.
What are some of the top winnings some people walked out of here since you've opened?
Since we've opened, $10,000 jackpot, $20,000 jackpots. If you get into table games, craps game, $30,000, $40,000 jackpots on that side of it. So specifically table games, you can get some pretty good openings on that. Yeah. But a lot of times on slots, it's $10,000, $20,000.
Nice.
So, yeah. Yep. One of our smaller properties that I was at on a New Year's Eve in the late '90s got hit for over $200,000 on the dice game in one night. So that small property, for the volatility to be able to handle that, it kind of rocked the books on that thing. Yeah. So I'm kind of a non-volatility guy. $90,000, that's right, okay, yeah.
The poker room seems like you made a kind of a temporary thing to test it out here. How's that been going?
I don't think we threw a lot at it right away. So the one thing that I found out is that we need to get some comps in there. So it's comparable to what's going on in the St. Louis market and then maybe what's going on in the Metropolis market. So we're going to put some energy back into that poker room. Yeah, it's a beautiful poker room, 7 games, state-of-the-art table, state-of-the-art shufflers, well-trained staff. So we just need to get some juice behind it.
You've mentioned staff several times. How many are on staff?
Right now it's 554. Yeah, 554 team members that are actual team members.
What's the most popular game in the house?
From a table game standpoint, mini Bach is popular. There's a good mini Bach population. Obviously, blackjack is. We have a good roulette based. From a slot standpoint, some of our most popular games are penny slots, but there's also dollar real games that sizzling sevens, double diamonds, and things like that. So it's a good mixture, real good mixture on it.
What's the split between slots and table games? I mean, do most people come to play slots?
Yeah, so it's typically your mix is about 85% slots, 15% table games. Yeah, so if you take the last 2 decades, that's kind of flipped. If you go back into the late 80s, early 90s, it was 50-50 table slots, and then kind of regress towards more slot action with kind of technology developing into slots on that side.
Are you seeing that improve? Is table games starting to come back a little bit more?
It is. This property is very healthy on the table game side. I mean, in perspective, if you take the volumes of table games here versus Boonville, which is a very similar sized property, this property does probably 20 to 25% more in volumes than what Boonville does. So I think you see a resurgence on table games and you see a resurgence on poker, just depending on what's going on with generations. The younger generations right now want interaction. And I think that's what they get at table games rather than looking at a slot machine. So they want to be able to conversate and have a good time and interact with people. Even if it's just a dealer, they want to have some kind of an interaction out there.
I was here last night playing craps, and I just want to say the staff that you had at the table last night was the best staff that I've had an encounter with while I was here. So I didn't get a chance to tell anybody last night because it was just one of those things. But since you kind of run the thing, I want to make sure that those guys get kudos for the job that they did.
Good deal. All right, great to hear. Great to hear. We put a lot of time and attention into developing our team members into what we call CEOs, which is customer experience owners. We wanted to own the situation and things on that side of it. So not only are we audited, we also have secret shoppers in here all the time, and we're scored and benchmarked, and we get immediate feedback. So throughout the day, I might get 10 periodic emails that these secret shoppers are sending out based on feedback and the experience I had on the floor. So we use it as a tool to grow by and to tweak our operations. We like to look at processes. Obviously, being highly regulated, we have to do a lot of things that we would rather not do, but since we're regulated, we have to. So we try to look at the process and say, can we break the steps down and make it easier for the team members, so, which is good.
Would you talk a little bit about the training of the people who do the tables and stuff like that? That must take a little time.
It does, yeah, it does. And it's a, prior to opening, so we came down and we have to have quite a bit of time on the front side to train a staff in the market and get them ready for table games. So specifically, you start with blackjack. You teach blackjack, and then people grow from there, and then they kind of eventually end at craps, because craps is a very fast game and a very mathematical game in your head to be able to deal or play. So it's an extensive learning cycle. So somebody can pick up blackjack relatively easy because the number set's pretty easy on that side of it. But it can take years for a dealer to eventually migrate to craps and end up at craps. So we kind of like to tier them to say a break-in dealer is a blackjack dealer. Level 2 would be somebody that would be able to deal Caribbean stud, flop poker in some of the carnival games on that side. And then eventually they would migrate where they were a good craps dealer on that side of it. So look at it as though it's a trade. We're teaching a trade. We teach for free, so we're developing people for free. If you were to go to that same school in Nevada or Las Vegas, that same training could cost you around $10,000. So hopefully we're developing a trade for somebody and teaching them a good skill set at the same time.
But do you all, I've always heard that you guys can adjust your winnings on your slot machines. If casinos have a bad month, they reduce the number of winners. Having a good month, they're more liberal, that kind of thing. Is that actually true?
Yeah, in being audited and highly regulated by the Missouri Gaming Commission, we can move things, but it's systematic and there's ranges that you have to move it in. Everything has to go through an approval process. So if we have one bad week, we can't compensate and overhold the next week. Even though we would like to, we just can't do it. You know, you can, from not mini Bach, from a Baccarat standpoint, so if you take Baccarat and what happens in Nevada, specifically with the large Chinese market, Baccarat winnings and losses can dictate a stock price of a company. So if somebody gets stung big time on a Saturday and a Sunday, their stock price on a Monday morning could take a hit from that. So that way it could, but they don't have anything to do with that. So there's not a guy in the back with a screwdriver that's cranking it down. The guys upstairs need to crank it up. It doesn't happen that way.
I saw the one professor from SEMO who was being prosecuted for capping his chips. Have you had many instances of cheating, or is that pretty much an isolated incident?
Yeah, there's some incidents like that, and capping is probably one of the most common ones out there, and probably one of the easiest ones to catch out there. So it's just an unfortunate situation that even happened. You know, it just, I think if you play, you know you're going to get caught at it. So there's that. You know, capping a bet's probably one of the most common. There's teams, dice sliding teams that'll come in and they'll divert the dealer's attention with a good-looking female, and then somebody will slide the dice to try to hit a number on that side of it. There's advantage players, people that can count cards real well on that side of it, and that's not illegal, but you have the right, if they're an advantage player, to back them off if you think they're having an unfair advantage against the house. So, but every day, technology-wise, there's things. Technology, people are trying to get ahead of everything. People are counterfeiting money today better than ever, so we always have to be on the lookout for that. People, have developed ways. There's a mechanism within slot machines that triggers a coin in, and there's parameters in place today that prevent that. But 5 years ago, there was like a wand that they could put up in there, and there was a light sensing eye, and then that wand would hit that with a light, and it thought it was a coin in coming in. So in essence, they were tricking the machine to put credits onto the machine. So people are always looking for ways to cheat anybody in the world anymore. The gaming industry's always out there. And the best thing is, technology-wise, hopefully we have the biggest and best people working for us, so we can always catch it.
IL stock's near a 52-week high, and so I'm saying, right now, I'm sure you'll appreciate that, but I'm saying if from a corporate level, have the owners and the management, they've been pleased with the performance here in Cape?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, with opening a property, a state-of-the-art facility, a great investment into the community on that side of it. Very pleased with the performance of it. I think that it's a good market. It's a great market. Probably a lot of opportunity out there we can go after, to continue to go after. But overall, very happy in St. Louis.
I know you guys have a lot of good local relationships, like with the buffet and local farms and so forth. Is there anything else that you're kind of hungry for, that you're looking to pursue as far as those kind of local relationships?
Yeah, it's a great methodology that we've kind of embraced in the last 24 months on anything we can do local. Because number one, we're here for a reason. We're here because you guys want us to be here. So anything we can do to buy local, whether it's produce, whether it's meats, whether it's furniture, things like that, cars, you name it. So anything we can do to support the local economy. Additionally, the state of Missouri wants a good faith effort to put out there to do business with minority and women-owned businesses at the same time. So when we go for our license applications, and every 2 years we have to renew that, we have to talk about what we're doing for efforts to support what they call them MeBe-Weebie, minority and women-owned businesses, and build a little bit of the presentation on that side of it too. So as a company, though, we've really embraced farm to table and sustainability. Kind of the farmer's pick concept. Boonville was the first one to unveil the farmer's pick. We have an outstanding farmer's pick here. We're opening up at a lot of our properties farmer's pick with that same philosophy. How do we work with local meat producers? How do we work with local farmers? How do we be better sustainable from an overall footprint and be more greener and things like that too? So again, it's an ongoing effort, but we've really embraced supporting the community, trying to buy local, and then supporting the farmers at the same time.
Two questions. Are you a temporary position, or are you permanent now?
I'm here on an interim basis right now. I'm always open for options right now. I'm sitting right here right now, so I would love to stay in this community. It's a great community. Like I said, I grew up on the river. It reminds me a lot of the community I grew up in.
And what's the biggest challenges that the property has encountered that maybe was unexpected?
I would say maybe a little bit of getting some market growth on a little bit farther out right now. and maybe amping up the efforts on that side. I don't think it's going to take much, so I don't think it's really a challenge. I think it's just getting a little more aggressive on relying on what are our key marketing programs that are very successful at our other properties. So it's just kind of amping up that engine a little more.
Any expansion plans?
Not here right now, no. I wish, because there's nothing that stimulates me more than capital infusion into properties and growing on that side. But definitely, I mean, there's plans to always keep the gaming floor fresh, always keep our outlets fresh, and things like that. So, you know, we're trying to grow that market and bring people in, put more people into hotel rooms in the community inside of it, partner with some of the hotels on that side of it too, just to try to get a broader market into here.
Any discussion about building a hotel down on this end of town?
Not from my end. You know, I really haven't been privy to any conversations on that side of it. From the time I've been here, I think there should be a hotel downtown or maybe somewhere downtown. So it would make sense to me, whether it was us or somebody else, definitely. Yeah.
All right, any other questions?
Yeah.
All right, well, go ahead with the question.
Talk a little bit about the other restaurants other than the one we ate at the farm.
We have Faraday Steakhouse. So again, we it's kind of a sustainable aspect. We buy a lot of our meats in there, more of a steakhouse atmosphere. Lone Wolf, meals on Friday and Saturday nights, kind of a quick serve hamburger, french fries, kind of support the band. The Express, which is open every night, every day of the week, just to kind of support the gaming floor if somebody wants a quick sandwich. And then Keller's upstairs, which is overlooking the river. And quite honestly, probably one of the most beautiful views that I've seen from Minneapolis to Memphis, as far as a restaurant that overlooks, or a lounge that overlooks the Mississippi River. We were sitting up there Sunday night after we gave away the truck down here, and that moon was coming up over the bluff on the other side, and it was a little bit cloudy, and when that thing hit the river, it was amazing just sitting out there. So, great opportunity.
That's your top of the line, yes.
Faraday's would be our top of the line as far as quality of food and presentation. Keller's is a little more relaxed. It's more, let's go in, order 5 or 6 small plates of food and share it on that side of it. So, but I think that you can't sell that view, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, that thing's priceless right there, yeah.
In my conversations with mayors in Isle cities, as we were doing the vetting, I learned very quickly that Isle is a community-minded corporation. They want to get involved in the community corporately, and they encourage their people to get involved in the community. And without taking a lot of time, just one example. I was playing a table here a couple weeks ago, and one of the pit bosses, Isom, came to me, and I gave him my card. He said, well, I'm trying to get 5 or 6, 7, 8 people together to individually, I need a contact because we want to individually help some people in the community. Some elderly, if they need some handyman work or lawn mowed or something. We want to kind of get involved in the community. Now, it wasn't Isle telling them that, it was Isom, who works here as a pit boss, saying he's getting some people together to make that happen. But Isle does encourage community involvement, and we appreciate the involvement with the 4th of July. Kind of took our city off the hook on that one for this year. But I just wanted to, Aaron, a little humble there, he could have mentioned that, but I want to be sure that everybody knows that Isle is a very community-minded corporate citizen.
Yeah, just to kind of segue on that, Bernie Goldstein, the founder of our company, passed away a couple years ago. In memory of Bernie and the philanthropic events that he did throughout wherever he was in essence, and he loves river communities and he wants to see river communities thrive, they created what is known as Community Aces. So that's our branch and our branded branch of what we do in communities. So we have t-shirts, we have logos and things like that. So whenever we're out in the communities, from a branding standpoint, we always want to make sure that that's out there. So, you know, more and more all the time, we get involved in things. Relay for Life is a big one we're focusing on right now, in anything we can do on the side of our team members. But we also have great Midwestern ethics with our team members, and it doesn't take much for us to do anything. And like Harry said, yeah, that they go out on their own and try to help as much as they can. Thank you.
All right, Aaron, thanks.